The Tadma prison in Syria, also known as Palmyra prison, was a notorious prison located in the barren desert of Syria. It housed thousands of political and criminal inmates, particularly during the 1980s. The prison gained a reputation for its extreme climate conditions and brutal treatment of prisoners, often resulting in their deaths. Inmates at Tadma prison faced brutal suffering, and confessions were often obtained through interrogations accompanied by punishment from guards using various objects. The prison was so oppressive that a Palestinian writer who spent 2 years there stated that it was unfair to even call it a prison. In Tadma, basic rights were non-existent, and inmates lived in a constant state of fear and horror. Suspected Islamic inmates faced the harshest treatment, which was so severe that it could not be openly discussed in the given video. Eye contact between inmates was strictly forbidden, and they were not allowed to raise their heads or look at each other. Despite the harsh conditions, the inmates came together to form their own version of democracy, a behavior uncommon in most prisons. However, the military officers at Tadma prison continuously sought innovative methods to humiliate the inmates, sometimes resorting to revolting forms of torture out of boredom. The prison guards would impose punishments for arbitrary reasons, such as ordering an inmate to move 100 pairs of slippers using only his mouth. Additionally, each morning, guards would select an inmate to accuse 10 others who had not slept in the correct position, and those prisoners would face punishment as well. The overall conditions at Tadma prison were characterized by extensive human rights abuses, making it an extremely dangerous place. In June 1980, a massacre occurred in the prison, where soldiers stormed the cells and took the lives of an estimated 500 to 800 inmates within minutes. After numerous reports of brutality and torture, the prison was eventually shut down in 2001. La Modelo prison, located in Bogotá, Colombia, is divided into 2 wings: the North Wing, which holds left-wing rebels, and the South Wing, which holds right-wing government supporters. On April 27, 2000, a fight broke out in the prison, resulting in the loss of over 100 lives. Following this incident, the government initiated changes in the prison regime. Interestingly, the prison staff does not carry weapons inside the prison, while the inmates have access to various weapons. The guards are vastly outnumbered, with a reported ratio of 13 inmates to 1 guard. Their control over the inmates is limited, with only 2 guards assigned to each section during the day and 1 during the night. There are even restrictions on their entry into certain areas, such as Patio 2, without permission from the approximately 150 inmates who control the cell block. In March 2020, a riot erupted in La Modelo prison due to fears of COVID-19 spreading among the inmates. This riot resulted in the loss of 23 lives and left 83 injured. Inmates across the country have been protesting against overcrowding and inadequate healthcare services, particularly since the outbreak of COVID-19. This prison defies norms as inmates, regardless of affiliations or crimes, cohabit in shared cells and courtyards. Paramilitaries, corrupt police officers, drug traffickers, ordinary inmates, and dealers intermingle, fostering an environment of high violence, easy weapon access, and imminent danger.